Welcome back to the Viral, the Virtue of the Bricks podcast. Listen, once again, you know it's your boy Matt. Listen, CEO Coach Matt, your host. And listen, we jumping right into it. Y'all know we don't be playing around. We get right to the topics and the preliminaries and all of that good stuff. So I have built a lot of what I do. I always say that 90% of my digital real estate is on TikTok. We got a lot of the business in a different place now. But still, 90% of my digital real estate is on TikTok. And this is what I want to let y'all know. At the time we're making this podcast, this is when the U.S. government just announced again that they ununanimously, I extended that word, passed a bill to ban TikTok. So I'm going to talk about my theories and perspective of why. Some of it is pure facts, but there's a little perspective sprinkled in there. Some things we clearly can't be unsure about. We can't be sure about. And then today you guys are going to get a treat too, because I'm going to talk about how I built Viral, the Virtue of the Bricks, which is my formula for how I went from just TikToking, went to having a virtual business, to putting that business in between the bricks. All right, so first, when we think about this whole thing with the government wanting to shut down TikTok, we got to really start from the Viral, the Virtue of the Brick story. So I was here in the beginning. Like, I was literally on TikTok in its inception. Just a lot of people who was here will tell y'all that we had the app Musically, and one day Musically turned into TikTok. Like, it was already on your phone. So I believe that may be a myth that we just all believe. But if I remember right, it was just on your phone, and I clicked it, and it was TikTok. And that was content here, but it started like every video content. There's cat videos, which I never understand how they get so popular and so powerful and so widespread so fast. But there was cat videos, and there was a lot of Middle Eastern people, to be surprised. And they was like, we were talking. So I just remember there was a lot of guys that was from the Middle East. They were probably the app developers. And there was just a few people, but we weren't really communicating. Everybody who had the app, we had it to use the filters, and that was just these old funny filters that all of them was funny. Like, you can make 3 of yourself, all of that, right? So after a while, you started seeing the dance videos. So this is what everybody said, that TikTok was about dancing, because you had music and it was dance videos. Now, it started out kind of like old Instagram. It was only 15-second videos. Like, that's as far as you can go. But if you kept coming every day, you kept finding new content that was not the standard. So the standard that FB has, the standard that IG has, the standard that YouTube has. So it was something different. But once again, there was only a few of us here. I'm speeding this story up now. So I'm actually posting during this time. Because when we would be bored at work, I was managing my Sprint store at the time. I was still a store manager. I hadn't even joined the executive team or none of that yet. Anyway, we would just be making little funny TikToks. Anyway, speeding up the story. So then I become an executive country shutdown. That happens in the same week for me. Then I start blowing up inside of our company for teaching on Zoom. And people just loving it. So now all the motivation skills I learned in ministry, my ability to teach, my ability to coach, I'm working in corporate, but all these skills coming out. So anyway, while all that's happening, everybody's at home. So me and the family, just like everybody else, is doing TikToks. So then one day, along this journey, because I'm always on the road, and you got to remember, I'm outside by myself. This is why TikTok is so different in its inception than everybody else. Yeah, they had an algorithm and stuff, but when it comes to creators, the reason why it was so different, especially in that day, was because it was a new app with something a little different that was given to us at the time when we had nothing else to do. So whatever you was interested in or good at or wanted to talk about, you could talk about. Now remember, nobody's really talking yet on TikTok. Now we did go from the 15 to the 30 second to the 1 minute videos really fast. It didn't take us long. So me being me, I'm always on the road in my job at this time. But I knew I should have been documenting what it was like to live it when couldn't nobody go nowhere. So you would be on the highway by yourself, like in the middle of the day. We had checkpoints in Florida that you didn't know about. Like if you had been to Kentucky or like Louisiana the past couple of days, the state troopers turned you around. Like everybody had to check. I had documentation. I had a paper that said that I could cross state lines. That was crazy. But anyway, so you was TikToking about anything. I just want to paint this inception picture for you, because a lot of people didn't come till later because they were like everybody was on there dancing. Well, early in it, we was starting to do other stuff too. But once we got to them 1 minute, which didn't take long, that's when folk got to talking. That's when I got to talking. But what you talking about, and this is how you build your brand. I got to talking about Mississippi because I was from Mississippi. So I just, and at this time, I had Mississippi on my back because I had left. I wasn't too far away. I was in Alabama, 2 hours away. I was still going back to Mississippi because I had stores in Mississippi. But I had just came through this stage of graduating in my mind and in my spirit that I got to go do what I do, and it ain't going to be no group activity. I had just went solo. I had just went on Marion. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no more B2K. Listen, it's an icebox where my heart used to be. You get what I'm saying? I had just went solo. Solo dolo. You get what I'm saying? I got out, what Offset said, I got out the group and became the one. You get what I'm saying? We broke up the band. I was Justin Timberlake and Mississippi was in sync. You get what I'm saying? Which is still funny that it's a lot of y'all that don't know Justin Timberlake was in a group. Because I be asking people, and I'm talking about not just kids, 20-year-olds, like, you know, just the group Justin Timberlake was in. They be like, Justin Timberlake wasn't in no group. I be like, oh my God, they don't know. But anyway, they was in sync, I was Justin Timberlake. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. Now, in this time, in the beginning, before all of this, they let y'all know, and the story gonna speed up. Nobody is gaining a lot of followers. Like we had followers, but when they gave us 1 minute and we got to talking, now there's still a lot of dancing. Dancing was what they was pushing. But as you followed people, we show our personality. We grow following. We like before brands can grow following, the people do. It started going crazy. When we hit 1 minute, it went crazy. Matter of fact, TikTok Live was there back then too, but there wasn't a lot of people on live. You saw people live doing random stuff, and then you had like me and maybe like 10 other people that you could find, because you couldn't find people lives if you didn't follow them. And they didn't put the live on the FYP neither. So you had to be following the person. So I had grew my following to like 18,000, which was a lot back then, and would go live playing and talking on the live. So now I got this mass following. It's a lot. Like back then, you easily had in your life at one time, all the time, 1,000 people. Like all the time. And they was talking. And there was a lot of trolls. But anyway, so you go through that era. So that's the base era of TikTok, when a lot of people were like, oh, I ain't going over there. Do I got to dance? But while that was happening, brands were being built. But we had to build it. Back then, you had to do it in a TikTok way. Let's skip to 2021. That's all 2020. You could get your point across, but you still had to do some TikTok stuff. Use the same sounds, trends, all of that. But if you was talking, you was getting your stuff out. So anyway, I keep growing, but then I leave TikTok. Focus more on the career, focus on the fam. I come back after I leave T-Mobile, right? So now it's the summer 2021. Talking is in full-fledged go mode. Like, it's full brands. You can do a trend if you want to. You ain't got to. So, and live is jumping. We can put 2 people in the box now. It's a whole. It became a whole world, yo, whole world. And this around this time, businesses were popping. So in this stage, up until this point, so listen to me. I take it down to maybe like November. Up until this point, going viral is everything. You come to the app to go viral. You have fun, but everything that works for you is viral in your following. But now you start seeing people who smart, who was doing business through this joint, and they beast moding, but they like a secret society. But it just started growing. You start seeing more. The whole small business community came to TikTok, and it's like, okay, some of them was already here, but if you want to be honest, it wasn't like they were selling like that. Maybe you got your anomalies, but it wasn't to about this point where it was like you can really be getting it off right here on TikTok. So it's known. So at this time, I'm selling t-shirt, blah, 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 all that. So the sellers in this business, but it's a lot of people thinking about it, but everybody ain't got one yet. Everybody ain't got a business page yet. We started pioneering that everybody have a business page during this time. This 2022. So we go on a run. I meet Ursula. I meet all my clients, really, because I kept getting pushed and pulled from people saying, hey, man, you need to do the coaching. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm just here, bro. I'm Matt from Mississippi. I'm funny. People come over there from Mississippi. Like, all of that, right? But anyway, continue speeding up the story. It worked, and everything is working. And then I'm getting around people, and it's working. And let me tell you what happened. I got to mention this part of the story. And then we going to take like a leap. And you got to watch me being interviewed on podcast to hear the rest. But there's a leap. I end up taking on a client named Connie the Google Queen. Now remember, I'm a wireless sales executive, and I've been in sales a long time. I'm me. I know how to get to the money. They don't know that yet, though. They only know Matt from Mississippi, because that's what we was building on TikTok. Like, you built personality pages. Like, you could have a business, but none of the business people were popping off. It was like, yeah, I mean, there were clearly people who were getting money and doing it, but it wasn't a thing. Y'all gotta understand, they were here, but it wasn't really a thing. You had to do it the TikTok way, and then you messed around and start getting money. But you wasn't just, oh, I'm coming there to get money and you could get it. No, you had to do what we did. But at this point, it's beginning to change. So I take on Connie. Connie got 2 jobs at the time. She tell me what she want to do. I do what I do. In the first month, Connie makes $8,000. Quits one of the jobs. That $8,000 continues. She had a son that was graduating in Hawaii. He went to high school in Hawaii. She lived in Orlando. She said, and like any business owner, you in and out of it sometimes, up and down. So she's usually at this 8,000 point, but it came to some point in a month. She did it in April. She did it in April, March. No. February, March. April, she took off. Like, it's not in take off. She ghosted for like 2.5, 3 weeks. Burnout problem. Come back to me. She said, the graduation is in May. I ain't got no money. I said, okay, Connie, give me a number. I made her give me a number. Now, I know this game. I used to do this with my clients. Not my clients, but my workers. When I was in the wireless industry, she gave me a number. I added, she said 8. I told her it wasn't enough. I knew it wasn't going to be enough. She told me 12. No, I think she told me, like, she gave me an exact number. I rounded it up to 12. She made $12,000 in 2.5 weeks. Went to see her son on vacation, made a video with me tagged in it, with her crying, the son standing there proud to see his mama, and she's putting the Hawaiian necklaces, I always forget what they call, on the man's neck. It's go crazy. Videos got views. People was already finding out about me. But in the midst of it being like you can do a business thing, because this one, all the coaches, the gurus, everybody outside now. But who's this dude that helped this lady make $12,000 to go to Hawaii? Now listen, they're part of the story, and then we're going to speed it up. So Ursula's around, but I never work with her. She signs up like a week afterwards, right? in like 3 days. No, it was the first 2 days. She signed up on a Friday. We didn't meet till a Monday. I met with her on Monday, told her what to do. She did it. By Tuesday, she had $2,000. On Wednesday, she made a video about the money I made her, and by that time it was like $3,500. By that Friday, when it was a week, it was $5,600, and it just kept going. So in a month, it came out to like 12. So now there's 2 people back to back. I made $12,000, and people are like, and it's confusing, right? Because there's the Beat Life Matt page that had like 500 followers. Because I got another 500 from Ursula when she posted that video. But because of the way we formatted TikTok, when people talk about me, they sharing the Matt from Mississippi page. So it's confusing as all get out. Because folks like, what you saying here, Benica? What does he do? I don't know, make more money. So the joke for a while was, follow Matt, he make more money. But because I had 2 pages, and because I was still following the TikTok rules, you couldn't find it on Matt from Mississippi unless you caught me live. So I only talked about business from live. This is crazy. Yes, I gained all of my clients off live. But during this time, I'm making videos and I'm building the Be Like Matt page, right? Which never really takes off. Becomes where you can come find me, which is the CEO Matt page now, still at 7,000. My other 2 pages still, views go crazy. That page still don't. I don't have too many call to actions. But anyway, so we do that. We start the boot camp. All of this stuff happened. Client success keeps happening. We got the unit triple double. So all these people come through all of these funnels now. The B budgeteds, the Janelles, the everybody. Doc. So I'm just recruiting people. And TikTok now is developing into the media powerhouse that it is. The live boxes keep growing. We go from 3 to now you can have 6 people. Now you can have 9 people in a live. So y'all gotta understand. Then they did TikTok Shop. When they did TikTok Shop, I thought they was gonna remove the links. I said they not finna hide me on the platform. I came out with literally products to put in the TikTok Shop to keep my pages relevant. So we've had all of these fights and growths and things through this. And it was a dope time. But it's 2 reasons that not this is not fact. This is my perspective. It's 2 reasons why the government want to get rid of this. Too much information and too much money they can't get access to. TikTok doesn't have to give the government access to anything. They don't know what goes on here. Cause still to this day, if you're not from TikTok, when you come here, it's hard to navigate. If you don't have a guide, it's like going to a new college. Anybody ever, when you went to college, when you went on campus, you were like, wait, this is a whole different culture. Even the stuff they told me about it before I came here is different. Like, and I remember when I was on college and I found out like every college had like a lot of palooza. I'm like, wait, so y'all what you mean? Y'all having Kevin Gates come just to the school, not to the club? Yeah, we had this every year. I've been here my whole life. I'm like, hey, wait, that's how TikTok is. Like when you get on campus and you find out it's a Subway on campus behind this block right here, you be like, Quiznos, all you like, man, that's how TikTok is. If you ain't got a guide. So, but point being, so we in our mind, we think the government know everything. They don't know how much money we made. They can't track how much money we made. They don't know the information. And their government reasons that they will speak on is that TikTok being a China-based company got access to us. So they got access to our information, card number, social securities now, because they paying us. So you got, that's a lot of stuff being mixed to, and they ain't got no regulations over it. Like, not like talking about. So in one way you kind of get it. You like, y'all ain't getting no money. You can't track my money. Not really. You get what I'm saying? And the information we passing. So I don't know if y'all know this yet, but the money we make in small business don't add up to the tax money that they supposed to get back. Ain't got nothing to do with that. If y'all watch this episode, listen, I'll be a CI for about, 2.5 mil a year. I tell you everything. This podcast plus more. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, for about 2.5 mil a year in immunity, no criminal charges. I tell you everything you want to know about this app. Matter of fact, bump that because I know y'all got bread. Make it 25.5 so I can get some for my people too. And I got a list of about how many of y'all is in the community. It need to be 200. There's 200 people that I need immunity for too. You hear me? Listen, it mean no matter what going on, I don't want no tax and listen, don't knock on our door, none of that. But 2.5 mil for me and at least 250,000 a year for all my people. I'll tell you everything you want to know. I'll tell you who hot, who not. I'll tell you who faking and who shaking. You get what I'm saying? Listen, I'll tell you everything. Listen, who you want. Who you want. I will be Red. Listen. I will be Raymond Reddington. Listen, from the blacklist. Matter of fact, I got the TikTok blacklist right now. What? Who you want? Who you want? Matter of fact, I got somebody named Ursula Chambers. She number one on the block. She one of my people though. She one of my. Well, it depends. If I don't see her on the day that y'all see me, we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I know some people now. I know the ones who here. I know the ones who gone. But listen. Biden, you listening? You want to be the boss? You got to pay the price. Listen. You want to get in the club? Baby, I'm a walking ticket. You hear me? I'm just saying. We're going to take a commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to give y'all some tips of things I would do differently if I had to start my TikTok over from the beginning. Because it may be gone. So make sure y'all follow me on all other platforms. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We ain't at the end yet. We got about 5 more minutes left. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe because if for any reason my page is gone, maybe TikTok's still here, but maybe they say, you know what? He a rat. And they if they put me out the app, just come by here. You get what I'm saying? But listen, I'm so deep in the game, I know how to get back on that bad boy without my original profile. Listen, I'll be back at 80K, listen, in no time. Which was the thing we used to do. They used to ban our pages, y'all, and we would get back on that joint and be at 25, 30, 40K in 2-3 weeks. Man, we were selling content like it was dope. We were pushing P. We used to get banned for everything back then, boy. I'm talking about everything. Everybody used to get a couple days in ISS. Shoot. I stayed ducking and dodging them in them streets, boy. Listen, all right, y'all. We finna come back. All right, so now, y'all, we at the part, and we definitely got to extend this. If the climate don't change, I'll do a longer episode on this next week. Week after next, because next week is the March Madness marketing event. So if you're in Dallas, you catch this at the right time. You better come on down. And if not, you can come to the Houston Small Business Conference, which is July 13th in Houston on a Saturday. Listen, it's going to be on and popping. Listen, starts at 10 a.m., so make sure you get in the building. And the tickets is limited now. We ain't out here talking about we taking all y'all. Listen, I'm getting all my people in the building. And once we pack that junker out, it gonna be done. And y'all ain't finna get me shut down by the fire marshal. So make sure you go get your ticket. You get what I'm saying? Don't be talking about I wish I could have came. Yeah, I know. But anyway, if I had to start over on TikTok or probably with any platform, if I had to go back to the beginning, what would I do? This right here is some super gems. What would I do? So, and some of these are the things I did. So I'll make sure to mention that. Number one, I would go straight exposure once again. This time I did that. How you go straight? I did that with Matt from Mississippi. How you go straight exposure is you have to do pure information or pure entertainment. It can't be call to actions. In every space, a call to action is going to flag and trigger that it's an ad. Even if it's not, even if you think it's not, you advertising, you promoting. That hinders your page. Even on my live, I'm live on TikTok right now while I'm recording this. If I never tell people to buy anything, now I would make a lot less money. But my live would stay jumping. Because I got the best information. You just can't come over here and not buy anything. And TikTok wouldn't bother me. But because they know, like, nah, pay for it like the other companies is, bro. You don't draw this much traffic off the app. You got these many people clicking the link. They don't even like us say that on live. I say it anyway because I've been shadow banned for 2 years. You get what I'm saying? Now there's way worse versions of it, but I know I'm definitely, like how they said they got heated, they got cooling. My page definitely has been cooled. I ain't gonna go through all the evidence, but just know we've ran experiments to find this out. And all my other pages don't have that problem. But over here, let's just say 1,000 views is rare. You get what I'm saying? Versus on any page where I'm doing entertainment, it's higher. So with that though, I would embed the location and the visibility of me doing business. But I would keep the entertainment the same. I would keep the entertainment the same. I would keep the brand the same. I just wouldn't let the visual only be of me chilling. I would let the visual be of you understanding what I do. You get what I'm saying? You understanding what I do. Another thing I would do if I can go back to it, I would format my lives better in a schedule. And I would do multiple talents. I would take on space that other people didn't have. Specifically, these 3 spaces. Number 1, I would DJ. Because I could, and it's easy. We all do music, but I would give the visual of me doing a DJ, and I would do it on Sundays. You get what I'm saying? I would either do it on Sundays or Saturday nights. But I would do it. Because listen, there's a lot of game in this. You might want to comment, call me, find me, and you'll get more game. Because I'm telling y'all this for a reason, but I ain't going to tell you why. So number 1, I would do DJing. On top of doing DJing, I would connect with all the new artists. So I would build my audience off of just having a large live on Sundays, maybe Saturday nights and Sunday nights. And this is what music come music draw people. So my live numbers would be crazy. Every DJ I work with, they live numbers were crazy. And my music selection is crazy on top of that. But I would allow myself to be able to subliminally plug everything else. So watch and pay attention. The next one I would do would be there's actually 4 of these. The next one I would do would be a talk show. So I wouldn't go live by myself. I monologue my way into an anomaly. So even though I'm loved by my community and stuff like that, a lot of people don't fool with me because I'm too different. And I can do it by myself. You annex yourself in a lot of ways like that. And I knew that, but I didn't care when I was on TikTok. I knew that, but once again, I didn't care. So I can show up by myself, be by myself. But my problem is, sometimes when you do that, you draw the people who need you, but you rarely draw the people who can keep up with you. So I have to always be the person who go to the people who can keep up with me. And I have to humble myself to let them know that because I'm so dominant in what I do, that I'm intimidating. It's like Kobe Bryant. It's like all successful people who be like, they ain't got a lot of friends. Now, I have friends because I'm friendly. But only because as I grew up, I learned that, yeah, when we competing, I finna be the big dog. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't talking it. I'm gonna do what I need to do to prepare to be the best in the room. The stuff that you're afraid to do at practice, I'm gonna do that. Because in the game, I'm gonna be the one that freak you out. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the one you scared of. Because I face this fear all the time. So you know how people scared to get tired? As an athlete, I used to work. We used to literally have a workout called Black Creek, where we used to go. The point of the first 45 minutes of the workout was to push yourself to where you had to go to another level. The workout didn't really start until you were tired. Because we had to learn how to play better when we was tired. I was the best at that. I played best You get what I'm saying? Now, some people, they grow a habit of it. So they try to play best when they tired, but they limit it because they haven't practiced it. I could play longer. I could play hard in fourth quarters. Can still do this in business now. I can go live for a long time. I got a lot of stuff I can do for extended periods of times. And with extended periods of energy, I stay at a high level longer than most other people. That's how I'm dominant. I'm gonna read. If we reading books, I'm gonna read one more chapter a day than everybody else. I already know to do this. My problem is, you get what I'm saying? Transparently, I do it publicly. And what I end up with at all times, I'm always reminded of. I reminded of it this week. Now, you got to be the person that go get everything you need. Because everybody in the room feel like they need to look up to you. When you're trying to get them to be on the same level as you. You get what I'm saying? So I always have a okay team. I've been given really good teams, but building a great team is always a challenge for me. Always a challenge. And I got a lot of heart for people. So I don't always pick the most dominant people because I don't like folks with bad attitudes. But more people would grow with me faster in a leadership way if I turned it down a little bit. Because sometimes you ain't got to go that hard. So, point being, I would DJ. On top of DJing, I would do, I almost forgot the second one, but I would do food. So I would purposely cook, and I would show where I was going to go get the food from for years. I would be 3 years into being the #1 Tom Thumb person. If I was in Houston, HEB, I would have already had a $100,000 brand deal from them by now. The DJing, I would already have a United Masters deal. You get what I'm saying? So I would do food. I would do live. I would do a show and not go live by myself. This way I can turn it into a podcast. I would already have the audience. I would get the audience to where I feel like it's at its peak. And right before it gets to its peak, because what we do, we wait to check to see if it's at its peak. I turn right before that. So right before that, I would stop and I would transfer all of that energy to listening on YouTube or Spotify. Instantly. But I would keep the live, I would just condense it down to be in the after show. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So DJing, and I would go for a deal like United Masters or something like that. Releasing new music, having keys to new artists. I would do food because food is the longest algorithm. So it wouldn't have to be like it's a chef. It's cooking with Matt from Mississippi. So I would just cook country meals with them. All this stuff is stuff I did in little pieces, but I forfeited these things to create Beat Life, to create the Beat Life community. Because that's where I went to go focus it, and I left Matt from Mississippi, and I only went over there just to do my thing. But we did a cooking show, and I stopped doing the cooking show. We used to do Isley Brothers Blues nights on Sunday, but I stopped doing it. You get what I'm saying? I used to go live with other people over there. You can't even find some of them people no more. So the talk show, you know what I'm saying? And I would do my own fashion show. I would do lives of just me changing in and out the outfits with my own merch. I would do, if I could go back to be different, I would do those 4 things. And I'm going to tell you what else I would do. Now, God didn't let me do it this way, but if I could have my way, it's kind of unfair. Instead of having just doing business and paying bills, I would have a job. Some of y'all, I just lost a bunch of y'all right there. I would have a job, a simple, easy job with one set schedule. But I would make sure it was a job where I can see a lot of people. Like something like working at a shoe store or something like that. And I would either only work really late hours or really early hours. Probably really early hours. And I would only go live at night. I would never go live in the day. Now I'm a beast at live in the morning and in the day because I can hold people. But I would only go live at night. I would only go live at night. And if I can go back them 4 years, I would network as often as possible. I would find me a network day. I network at least 2 days or 4 days out the month. And I would just do that on TikTok. I wouldn't sell nothing for 4 years. And y'all know my key is 3. But I really would go 4. I would have went from the time it started in 2020 to now. I would just do the same thing. Same thing. Just sprinkle in sauce. I wouldn't sell nothing. I wouldn't sell nothing. And if I did, I would do unique launches. I would have waited till probably when TikTok Shop came out. That's probably when I first would have started selling. And if I was selling, I not that I wouldn't sell, I just wouldn't sell from that page. I would just keep building it. Get to the millions, all of that, all the exposure. Then everything I am now, I would start it then. Yep. Now some of y'all gonna say why? You wanna know why? Join the Be Like Business community. Like, share, and subscribe.